Introduction. Think like a strategic genius. Outsmart any challenge. Dominate life. Win big. Have you ever wondered why some people always seem 2 steps ahead? Why they predict problems before they happen, turn obstacles into opportunities, and consistently win, whether in business, relationships, or life? It's not luck. It's not raw talent. It's strategic thinking, the ultimate advantage. In today's fast-paced world, if you're not thinking strategically, you're reacting emotionally, making rushed decisions, and staying stuck in survival mode. But the most successful people, the true winners, see life like a chessboard. Every move is calculated. Every challenge is a hidden opportunity. Every decision is a step toward domination, not just survival. And here's the truth. Strategic thinking is not a gift. You can learn it. And this book will show you how. Inside these pages, you'll unlock the same mental frameworks used by military leaders, business moguls, master negotiators, and historic thinkers. You'll discover how to think several steps ahead, even when life throws curveballs. Control your emotions and stay sharp under pressure. Turn problems into power plays that others overlook. Influence people without aggression or manipulation. Adapt fast in a changing world and win bigger than ever. This is not theory. It's practical, real-world strategy anyone can apply. Whether you're an entrepreneur, student, employee, or someone hungry to level up, this book will rewire your mind for success. By the time you finish reading, you won't just think smarter, you'll think like a genius, ready to stop reacting and start outsmarting. Then let's dive in. And before you start, hit that subscribe button if you're listening or watching this as an audiobook, so you never miss life-changing insights designed to make you unstoppable. Your new strategic mindset starts now. Chapter 1. The Genius Mindset. How to see what others overlook. Have you ever looked at someone successful and thought, how did they see that coming? Or, why didn't I think of that? The difference isn't always education, money, or natural intelligence. It's perspective. Strategic geniuses, whether in business, politics, or daily life, see the world through a different lens. They notice patterns, predict outcomes, and connect dots most people miss. The good news? You can develop that same mindset starting now. First, let's destroy a common myth. You don't have to be born a genius to think like one. Genius thinking is more about how you observe, analyze, and respond to life than about your IQ score. Strategic geniuses train their minds to think differently, and that's exactly what this chapter is about. At the core of the genius mindset is one powerful principle. See the game, not just the moment. Most people are trapped in day-to-day thinking. They react emotionally, chase quick wins, or focus on the next problem. Strategic thinkers zoom out. They see the bigger picture, the hidden moves, the second and third order consequences of every decision. They understand that success isn't about reacting, it's about anticipating. Consider this. Life, business, relationships, all of it is like a complex chess game. Every move matters, but it's not just about the next move. It's about setting up the board to your advantage 5, 10, even 20 moves ahead. The genius mindset is about shifting from short-term emotion to long-term strategy. To start developing this mindset, ask yourself daily, what's really happening here? What's the pattern beneath the surface? How will today's decisions impact me tomorrow or a year from now? What are others missing that I can see? Here's another secret. Geniuses stay calm under pressure. Why? Because they know emotional reactions cloud judgment. While others panic, they pause, they observe, they analyze, and then they act strategically. That's how they consistently stay ahead. Think about legendary strategic thinkers. Sun Tzu, Leonardo da Vinci, Warren Buffett, Elon Musk. They're not reacting, they're engineering outcomes. They spot opportunities where others see chaos. They leverage obstacles into advantages. You can do the same once you train your brain to look beyond the obvious. The genius mindset also thrives on curiosity. Strategic thinkers are hungry for knowledge, not to impress others, but to gain an edge. They read, question, study, and constantly upgrade their mental software. Why? Because the more you know, the more strategic options you have. Let this sink in. Success isn't about luck. It's about preparation meeting opportunity. When your mind is trained to see the bigger picture, to stay calm, to think multiple steps ahead, you become unstoppable. In the coming chapters, I'll show you exactly how to develop this mindset in every area of your life. But it starts now with awareness, perspective, and the decision to think like a true strategic genius. Are you ready to play the game at a higher level? Let's go. Chapter 2. Master the power of long-term thinking. Why the long game always wins in a world addicted to instant results. Mastering long-term thinking gives you a rare and powerful edge. Look around. Everyone wants fast money, quick fame, overnight success. But here's the harsh truth. Short-term thinking keeps people stuck. Long-term thinking builds empires. Strategic geniuses understand that life is a marathon, not a sprint. They're not just chasing what feels good today. They're building a foundation that ensures success for years to come. Think about the world's most influential people: visionary entrepreneurs, political leaders, military masterminds. Their success wasn't luck. It was the result of long-term thinking, patience, and calculated action. The problem is, society programs us for quick gratification. Social media likes, fast food, get-rich-quick schemes, they're everywhere. But when you constantly chase short-term wins, you sacrifice long-term growth. It's like eating junk food. It feels good now, but leaves you weaker later. Strategic thinking requires the opposite, delaying gratification, sacrificing temporary comfort, and building towards something bigger. Let me be clear, this isn't just philosophy. Long-term thinking is a practical weapon for success. It means making decisions today with tomorrow's results in mind. It means asking yourself, if I make this choice now, where will it lead me in 1 year? Am I building temporary comfort or permanent strength? How will this decision compound over time? The most dangerous trap in life is thinking only about immediate rewards. Imagine playing chess by only focusing on your next move, ignoring your overall position. You'd lose every time. The same is true in business, relationships, health, and personal growth. If you're only reacting to today's problems without considering tomorrow's consequences, you're playing a losing game. Warren Buffett, one of the world's greatest investors, is a prime example of long-term thinking. His fortune wasn't built on flashy trades or chasing trends. It was built through patience, strategic decisions, and allowing his investments to grow over decades. You can apply the same principle to your life, even outside of finances. Long-term thinkers also dominate because they're prepared for setbacks. They expect obstacles. They know success isn't linear. While others quit after temporary failure, strategic thinkers see the bigger picture. They endure discomfort today to enjoy unstoppable success tomorrow. So how do you start mastering long-term thinking? First, clarify your vision. Where do you want to be in 3, 5, or 10 years? Without a clear vision, you'll always fall back into short-term habits. Second, develop patience as a skill. Understand that great things take time but consistent. Action compounds. Finally, make daily decisions aligned with your long-term goals, even if they don't bring instant rewards. Remember, the short game feels good. The long game builds greatness. The choice is yours. In the next chapter, we'll unlock the art of thinking 2 steps ahead so you're always prepared and never caught off guard. Let's keep building your strategic genius. Chapter 3. Think 2 steps ahead. How to anticipate outcomes like a chess master. Imagine playing chess with your eyes closed, only reacting to your opponent's moves without a plan. You'd lose every time. Yet this is how most people live there. Lives reacting, improvising, and getting blindsided by problems they never saw coming. Strategic geniuses? They think 2 steps ahead. They predict the game before it unfolds, giving them the power to stay prepared. Not panicked. Thinking 2 steps ahead isn't just for chess masters or military leaders. It's a skill anyone can develop. It starts with one simple but powerful idea. Every action triggers a chain reaction. Most people only see the first domino fall, but strategic thinkers visualize the entire sequence. They don't just ask, "What happens now?" They ask, "What happens next, and after that?" Let's break this down with a real-world example. Imagine you're considering a new business opportunity. The average person might only focus on the immediate rewards, quick profits, or recognition. But a strategic genius looks deeper. They ask, "If I say yes to this, how will it affect my resources in 6 months? Could this lead to partnerships or problems down the line? What chain reactions could this create that others aren't seeing?" By thinking 2 steps ahead, you avoid being caught off guard. You make decisions with the future, not just the present, in mind. This applies to every area of life: business, relationships, finances, even health. For example, in a heated argument, the average person reacts emotionally, damaging the relationship. A strategic thinker pauses, anticipates how their words will impact the situation long term, and chooses their response wisely. In warfare, this principle is survival. Sun Tzu famously said, "Every battle is won before it is fought." How? By anticipating the enemy's moves, understanding terrain, and preparing for every possible scenario. Life operates the same way. Those who predict the game control the outcome. To develop this skill, start by training your mind to forecast consequences. When making decisions, ask, "If I act this way, what's the likely short-term result? What could be the unintended long-term impact? How will others react? And how can I stay ahead of that?" The key is to never operate on impulse alone. Strategic thinkers combine logic, foresight, and patience to engineer their outcomes. They don't always know everything, but they anticipate enough to stay 2 moves ahead of the average person. Here's the truth. The world belongs to those who plan, not those who panic. If you want to succeed in an unpredictable, competitive environment, thinking 2 steps ahead isn't optional. It's survival. In the next chapter, we'll take this even further. How to turn problems into power moves, using challenges as fuel for your strategic advantage. Stay sharp. Stay ready. Let's go. Chapter 4. Turn problems into power moves. How to transform setbacks into strategic wins. What if I told you that your biggest problems are actually your greatest opportunities in disguise? Most people run from problems. They panic, complain, or quit when life gets hard. But strategic geniuses do the opposite. They lean in. They dissect the challenge. And then they turn it into a power move that elevates their position. This isn't just positive thinking. It's calculated strategy. Every obstacle you face holds hidden information, new opportunities, or leverage points you can use to your advantage. But you only unlock those advantages if you train your mind to stay calm and think clearly under pressure. Think about history's greatest leaders and innovators. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison, yet turned that time into preparation for leading a nation. Elon Musk faced near bankruptcy multiple times, but used those crises to restructure, innovate, and dominate industries. The pattern is clear. Problems are not stop signs, they are strategic tests. Here's the mindset shift you need. Stop seeing problems as punishment. Start seeing them as data. Every challenge provides feedback about your weaknesses, your environment, and hidden opportunities. Strategic geniuses don't ask, "Why me?" They ask, "What's the hidden advantage here?" Let's break it down practically. Imagine you lose your job unexpectedly. The average person spirals fear, anxiety, self-doubt. But a strategic thinker steps back and assesses, what did this reveal about my current industry or skills? What new paths, industries, or opportunities does this force me to explore? How can I use this disruption to reposition myself stronger than before? Often, the greatest breakthroughs come from the biggest breakdowns. But only if you control your emotions and flip your mindset. Here's another truth. Problems expose your blind spots. They reveal gaps in your thinking, skills, or preparation. Instead of seeing that as failure, strategic geniuses see it as priceless intel. They use it to adapt, sharpen their game, and come back stronger. One of the most powerful tools you can use is calculated detachment. When a problem hits, pause emotionally and analyze logically. Say to yourself, "This feels uncomfortable, but what advantage can I extract from this?" You'll be amazed how often your worst days create your best opportunities if you stay strategic. Obstacles force innovation. Pressure builds resilience. Discomfort sharpens your skills. Understand this. Life will test you. That's unavoidable. But how you respond determines your future. Victims react emotionally. Geniuses respond strategically. Your problems are not setbacks. They are setups. Setups for growth, repositioning, and hidden victories others are too blind to see. In the next chapter, we'll unlock an even more critical skill, the power of emotional control. Because without mastering your emotions, your strategic thinking falls apart under pressure. Get ready. Your genius mindset is evolving. Chapter 5. Emotional control equals strategic control. Master your emotions. Master the game. Have you ever made a decision in the heat of the moment only to regret it later? Maybe you reacted out of anger, fear, or frustration, and it cost you an opportunity, a relationship, or your peace of mind. You're not alone. The truth is, most people lose more battles to their emotions than to their actual problems. Strategic geniuses, they refuse to give their emotions the power to sabotage their decisions. They know that emotional control is the foundation of strategic control. When you control your emotions, you control your reactions. And when you control your reactions, you control the outcome. Let's get one thing clear. Emotions aren't the enemy. You're human. You'll feel fear, anger, excitement, frustration. The problem is when those emotions take the driver's seat and dictate your actions without logic or strategy. That's when people lash out, quit prematurely, make desperate decisions, or lose their composure at the exact moment they need clarity. Think of world-class athletes, elite military leaders, master negotiators. They operate under extreme pressure, but their emotions don't shake their focus. Why? Because they've trained themselves to pause, assess, and respond, not react blindly. Here's how strategic thinkers master emotional control. 1. The pause principle. In every heated moment, train yourself to pause. Even a few seconds of silence between stimulus and response gives your logical brain time to catch up. Instead of snapping back in anger or making a fear-driven choice, you reclaim control of the situation. 2. Shift from emotion to analysis. Ask yourself powerful questions. In emotional moments, what's the bigger picture here? If I react emotionally, what are the long-term consequences? What's the most strategic response, not the most satisfying one? This instantly pulls you out of emotional impulse and back into strategic thinking. 3. Understand emotional triggers. Everyone has triggers, certain situations, words, or people that spark strong reactions. Strategic geniuses study their triggers, not to avoid them, but to prepare for them. Awareness weakens their PowerPoint 4. Train your emotional resilience. Resilience isn't avoiding stress, it's building strength under stress. Through mindfulness, breathing techniques, or simply exposing yourself to controlled discomfort, you toughen your emotional muscles. Over time, high-pressure situations feel less overwhelming. Consider this: wars, negotiations, and critical life. Decisions are often won not by the smartest person, but by the calmest. Emotional control creates space for logic, creativity, and foresight. Without it, even the best strategies fall apart under stress. Remember, people who can't control their emotions are easy to manipulate. Strategic geniuses flip the script. They stay composed while others unravel. This calmness becomes their silent advantage. In the next chapter, we'll unlock another hidden power: how becoming dangerously observant gives you insights others miss and positions you ahead in every situation. Control your emotions. Control your strategy. Control your success. Chapter 6. Outsmart with observation. How to read people, situations, and the game around you. Greatest strategic advantage often isn't strength, money, or even intelligence. It's observation. The ability to quietly gather information, read people, analyze environments, and spot hidden details is what separates average thinkers from strategic geniuses. Observation gives you an invisible edge, allowing you to predict, influence, and outsmart without making noise. Think of it like this: life is constantly giving you clues: body language, tone of voice, patterns, subtle shifts in behavior, unspoken rules in a room. But most people are too distracted, emotional, or self-centered to notice them. Strategic geniuses, on the other hand, train themselves to become dangerously observant. They see what others overlook. Consider how powerful this is. In a negotiation, being observant helps you read your opponent's insecurities and pressure points. In leadership, it allows you to sense team morale before it breaks down. In relationships, it helps you understand what people truly mean beyond their words. Observation turns you into someone who moves with precision, not guesswork. The first step is simple but rare. Slow down and watch. The average person rushes into conversations, decisions, or conflicts without truly reading the situation. Strategic thinkers pause. They watch people's posture, expressions, energy shifts. They listen more than they speak. They gather data before making moves. Here are key areas where your observation becomes a weapon. 1. Reading people. Body language often reveals more than words. Notice micro-expressions, those fleeting facial reactions that expose true feelings. Observe posture. Confidence shows in shoulders, hesitation in shifting feet. Listen to tone. What's unsaid often carries more weight than what's spoken. 2. Analyzing situations. Strategic environments, from boardrooms to social settings, have unspoken dynamics. Who holds real influence? Who's bluffing? Who's quietly controlling the room? Observation reveals power structures and hidden agendas others miss. 3. Spotting patterns. Most problems, opportunities, and behaviors repeat in patterns. Strategic geniuses track these patterns, learning to predict outcomes. Whether it's market, trends, competitor habits, or personal relationships, patterns give you foresight. 4. Sensing energy. Beyond logic, there's an intuitive layer. Sometimes your gut detects tension, deception, or hidden enthusiasm before your conscious mind catches up. Strategic observation sharpens both logic and instinct. Becoming dangerously observant isn't about being paranoid, it's about staying ahead. When you read the room before speaking, you control the interaction. When you notice a competitor's weakness before they notice yours, you hold the advantage. Observation creates influence, often without saying a word. The world rewards those who notice details, the ones who predict shifts before they happen, who sense opportunities before they're obvious, and who spot danger before it strikes. Observation lets you win quietly, while others stumble loudly. In the next chapter, we'll amplify your edge by turning information itself into your secret weapon, the raw fuel that powers all strategic decisions. See more. Know more. Outsmart them all. Chapter 7. Information is your secret weapon. The more you know, the further you go in the modern world. Information is not just power, it's your secret weapon. Every strategic genius understands this truth. The person with the most relevant, accurate, and timely information holds the ultimate advantage. Whether it's business, relationships, negotiations, or life's everyday challenges, information allows you to predict outcomes, outsmart competitors, and make smarter, faster decisions. Look at history. Wars, businesses, and entire empires have been won or lost based on one thing: who had better information. In warfare, intelligence gathering is critical. In business, market research defines who dominates an industry. Even in personal life, those who quietly gather facts, observe details, and stay informed always stay ahead of those who rely on assumptions and guesswork. Here's the uncomfortable truth: most people operate blindly. They make decisions based on emotions, incomplete knowledge, or outdated beliefs. Strategic thinkers refuse to play that game. They are information hunters. They seek out insights others miss. They question everything, and they constantly upgrade their understanding. So how do you weaponize information for your own success? It starts with developing relentless curiosity and intentional habits. Strategic geniuses never stop learning. They read, research, and observe constantly. They treat every conversation, meeting, and experience as an opportunity to gather valuable data. Here are the key ways to make information your personal advantage. 1. Become a relentless learner. The average person stops learning after formal education. Strategic geniuses never stop. They read books, analyze case studies, consume high-level content, and seek mentors. The more diverse your knowledge base, the more creative and effective your decisions become. 2. Master the art of asking questions. The smartest people in the room aren't always the ones talking. They're the ones asking better questions. Curious, well-crafted questions expose hidden motives, reveal weaknesses, and unlock opportunities others overlook. 3. Filter for accuracy. We live in an era of information overload, but not all information is useful. Strategic thinkers know how to separate noise from intelligence. They verify sources, cross-check facts, and focus on high-quality insights that drive action. 4. Study patterns and history. The future often repeats the past. Geniuses study history, trends, and human behavior to predict outcomes. When you understand cycles, patterns, and predictable behaviors, you reduce uncertainty and increase your strategic advantage. 5. Keep your knowledge advantage quiet. Here's the hidden power of information. It works best when others don't know how much you know. Strategic geniuses gather information silently, using it to maneuver situations without broadcasting their insights. Imagine walking into negotiations already aware of your opponent's weaknesses, or making life decisions with deep knowledge others lack. That's not luck, it's preparation fueled by information. The more you know, the further you go. Information gives you confidence, clarity, and control. It transforms your decision-making from reactive to proactive. In the next chapter, we'll go deeper into how influence, not force, can help you win the game quietly and powerfully. Your mind is your weapon. Information is your ammunition. Let's load it up. Chapter 8. Influence without force. How to win people over without raising your voice. If you want to think and win like a true strategic genius, understand this. The most powerful people rarely shout, threaten, or force outcomes. They influence quietly, win people over subtly, and create results without confrontation. Influence is the invisible tool that shapes decisions, opens doors, and controls outcomes often without anyone noticing. The world is full of people trying to force their way to success. They demand attention, argue their point, or use aggression to get ahead. But here's the truth. Forced outcomes rarely last, and they often create resistance. Influence, on the other hand, is sustainable. It's about guiding people's choices, shaping environments, and positioning yourself as the trusted voice without ever appearing forceful. Look at history's most effective leaders: Nelson Mandela, Mahatma Gandhi, Warren Buffett, or even master negotiators like Chris Voss. They don't rely on force. They rely on understanding psychology, human behavior, and emotional intelligence to quietly guide outcomes in their favor. Here's why influence is such a powerful tool. People resist being controlled, but they willingly follow those they trust, respect, or admire. Influence isn't about manipulation. It's about creating alignment between your goals and other people's needs or beliefs. So how do you build quiet, strategic influence? Let's break it down. 1. Master emotional intelligence. You can't influence others if you can't first manage yourself. Emotional intelligence, understanding your emotions and reading others, lets you stay calm under pressure, read the room, and respond strategically instead of reacting emotionally. 2. Listen more than you speak. Most people try to influence by talking too much. Strategic influencers listen. They pay attention to what people value, fear, and desire. The more you understand someone's internal world, the easier it is to frame your ideas in a way they'll naturally accept. 3. Build credibility and trust. Influence flows from trust. When people believe you're competent, reliable, and acting with integrity, they follow your lead willingly. Geniuses focus on building reputation before making demands. 4. Use subtle framing. Influence isn't about direct orders. It's about how you present choices. Frame your ideas in terms of benefits to the other person. Ask guiding questions that lead them to your conclusion. Make them feel ownership over the decision. 5. Stay calm and unattached to outcomes. Desperation weakens influence. When you appear needy or aggressive, people push back. But when you stay calm, present your ideas clearly, and detach from forcing the result, your confidence and composure naturally attract agreement. Influence is like playing chess. Not every move is aggressive, but every move matters. You position yourself, read the opponent, anticipate reactions, and guide the game quietly. Remember, force might win short-term battles, but influence wins long-term wars. Influence creates loyalty, trust, and quiet control. It's the hidden advantage that lets you move through life with less resistance and more success. In the next chapter, we'll sharpen your ability to adapt fast, because in today's world, those who adjust quickest win biggest. Influence quietly. Win consistently. Let's continue. Chapter 9. Adapt fast. Win faster. Flexibility is the ultimate advantage in life. The only constant is change. The environment shifts. Competitors evolve. Markets crash. People's behavior transforms. Here's the harsh reality. If you can't adapt, you'll get left behind. But the good news? If you can adapt faster than others, you'll dominate situations they're still trying to understand. Strategic geniuses know that rigid plans break under pressure, but flexible minds bend, pivot, and still win. Flexibility isn't weakness. The hidden strength that keeps you relevant, resilient, and always one move ahead. Look at the most successful leaders, entrepreneurs, and thinkers. They didn't follow a straight path. They adjusted when obstacles appeared, recalibrated their strategy, and kept moving forward while others froze. In today's fast-paced world, speed matters. But speed without direction is chaos. That's where fast, strategic adaptation becomes your advantage. The people who win are not the ones who resist change. They're the ones who ride it like a wave, staying balanced while others drown out. So, how do you develop rapid adaptation as part of your strategic genius toolkit? It starts with a mindset shift. See change as opportunity, not threat. Most people panic when plans fall apart or when the unexpected happens. Strategic thinkers pause, assess the new reality, and ask, how can I use this shift to reposition myself? Here are key principles to master fast adaptation. 1. Stay outcome-focused, not emotionally attached to the plan. Your goal is the result, not the specific path. If your plan isn't working, change it, don't cling to it. Geniuses care about winning the game, not following the script. 2. Expect the unexpected. Preparation reduces panic. Strategic thinkers run what-if scenarios in advance. What if the market shifts? What if a deal falls apart? What if your competitor changes tactics? When change hits, they're ready, while others scramble. 3. Build mental agility through small challenges. Flexibility is a muscle. Regularly expose yourself to discomfort, new environments, unexpected problems, difficult conversations. Over time, your brain becomes wired to stay calm and adapt. Fast under real pressure. 4. Read the signals early. The best adapters don't wait until a crisis. They spot small shifts early. Stay observant. Notice trends, energy changes, or subtle signals in your environment. Early detection gives you time to pivot before the crowd reacts. 5. Drop your ego. Sometimes adaptation requires admitting your initial plan was wrong. Strategic geniuses don't let pride blind them. They adjust without hesitation, knowing flexibility is strength, not failure. Think of evolution itself. The species that survived weren't the strongest, but the most adaptable. Business works the same. Life works the same. The faster you pivot, the quicker you seize new opportunities while others resist change. Adapting fast doesn't mean acting recklessly. It means adjusting intelligently, staying clear-headed, and never letting rigid thinking trap you in a losing position. In the next chapter, we'll combine everything you've learned to unleash your ability to think big and execute bold, because genius without action is wasted potential. Stay flexible. Stay ahead. Let's win. Chapter 10. Think big. Execute bold. Turn vision into reality with fearless action. Strategic thinking without action is just daydreaming. You can have the smartest ideas, the boldest vision, and the clearest plan, but if you don't execute, it's all wasted potential. The difference between dreamers and true strategic geniuses is simple. Geniuses think big and execute bold. Let's be real, playing small is easy. Most people shrink their goals to fit their fears. They water down their ideas to avoid discomfort. But playing small never built empires, launched world-changing businesses, or created unstoppable individuals. If you want to operate like a strategic genius, you need the courage to think beyond your current limitations and the discipline to execute like your success depends on it. Because it does. Thinking big starts with rejecting average. It's refusing to settle for what's comfortable and daring to imagine possibilities beyond your current resources, circumstances, or experience. The world's most successful thinkers didn't have everything figured out from the start. They started with vision. Steve Jobs imagined changing technology before he had the tools. Elon Musk imagined interplanetary travel before SpaceX existed. Your bold ideas are the foundation for strategic success, but only if you back them with bold execution. Here's the problem. Most people get stuck between the idea and the action. Fear of failure, overthinking, or waiting for the perfect moment paralyzes them. But strategic geniuses understand there's no perfect moment. The bold execute before they feel ready, adjusting as they go. The only way to build momentum is through action. Here's how to merge big thinking with bold execution. 1. Start with a vision that scares you, in a good way. If your vision feels completely safe, it's too small. Big visions challenge you, stretch you, and demand growth. Let your future excite and intimidate you at the same time. Point 2. Break bold goals into manageable actions. Big visions don't require overwhelming action all at once. Strategic geniuses break goals down into clear, actionable steps. Execute consistently, even if progress feels small. Small steps compound into massive results. 3. Act before you feel ready. Waiting for the right moment kills momentum. The truth? You'll never feel 100% ready. Execute boldly, knowing you can adapt, adjust, and improve along the way. 4. Build resilience through bold moves. Taking action sharpens your skills and builds confidence. Every bold step, even when imperfect, strengthens your ability to think, adapt, and lead. 5. Combine strategic thinking with ruthless consistency. Bold execution isn't about reckless action. It's about calculated, consistent moves fueled by your big picture vision. Align your daily habits with your larger strategy. Remember, small minds play it safe. Strategic geniuses play to win. They envision a future others think is impossible, and they execute relentlessly until that future becomes reality. You've learned how to think strategically. Now it's time to act boldly. The world rewards those who think big, move smart, and execute with fearless commitment. Your next move? Make it bold. Make it count.